What's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the film Coco. Now this is a musical animated fantasy film about a 12-year-old boy named Miguel who is somehow transported to the land of the dead, but then he must find his way back to the land of the living by searching for his great-grandfather. And his great-grandfather was actually a musician. Now it's like a plot point in the film. If I touch on it, it'll kind of spoil itself what the film was about, so I'm not going to really touch on like the idea of like his great-grandfather and so on. I'm not going to touch on all that, but that's basically what the film itself is about. Now this film is directed by Lee Unkrich, and it is based on an original idea that he had himself for the movie. Now first of all, why I went and saw this film was the idea that the animation of the film that is so cool, It kind of reminded me of Mona, and I went and saw that one too as well. So that's what kind of drew me into wanting to see this film, I wasn't like too hyped to see it, but just like the look and the animation of the film itself I thought was awesome, So that's what really drew me into going to see this film, Like the look of like Miguel, like the other characters, like so on, like the animation of the film overall is just like superb and excellent, and just the animation alone, for my opinion, is a good reason to go see this film, which I did enjoy, I thought it was good, had lots of humor in it, Now I also thought some of the characters in the film too were like funny and cool, and interesting too. I like the way they were like raising Miguel, like his mother, not really his mother, I think it's his grandmother. The way she's actually raising him throughout the film, I thought that was cool. And she's also one of the reasons why Miguel can't really pursue like music like he wants to, because he's like a fan of like his great-grandfather, he wants to be like a good musician, he wants to pursue music and be like very good at, but she's against him doing that, and some of the other like family members too as well. So she actually puts a ban on the music, him trying to do music, She even crushes like one of his guitars at one point. I thought that was interesting and cool that she was stressing the idea that she didn't want him to be a musician, She thought there was something wrong with it and something, that he shouldn't do or pursue. So I thought that was kind of cool that she took one of his guitars and actually like crushed it, But he still ended up finding another one too as well. Another character that I thought was cool and funny was the character of Hector. Now Miguel meets this character once he is transported to like the land of the dead. That's where he meets this character who's supposedly a trickster, almost like a con artist to a certain extent, But he does have like a good side to him, And if I touch on him too much, it'll kind of spoil what his character and who his character really was, I thought it was a cool twist too, because I didn't really see that one coming, as well, Now along the way, even when he's like in the land of the living, but also when he's in the land of the dead, he is accompanied by his dog known as Dante. And the dog I thought was like funny at times too as well, because he's always there like licking on him and stuff. So I thought he was funny too as well. Now one of the plot holes I thought was in the film, they don't really touch on how Miguel himself was actually like transported into the land of the dead. I thought the way that he was transported was kind of like off, they could have done better than that, I think he like just picks up this guitar and he like strums it, and somehow he's transported to the land of the dead, so only like dead people can see him, whereas like living people can't, that they take him into like their land and so on, But they don't really like touch on how he was just actually able to just, to just jump into this land of the dead, they don't really touch on it that much. But I guess you just have to suspend your, your belief, just like, just accept it, I guess, The character of Ernesto, who is the great-grandfather of Miguel, and he's the musician that Miguel actually idolizes, I thought he was cool. They give like a little backstory on his character and what happened to him, how he died, because you get to see that he was like an actor and a musician too as well. And all his films and like his videos, music and stuff is all in black and white, Whenever Miguel is watching it, everything is like in black and white. But then once he actually, it shows how he had got, ended up getting killed, And while Miguel is watching this, well actually I think it was while he was watching it, or when somebody was telling him about it, it is revealed how his great-grandfather was supposedly like killed, He was like having a performance like at this concert or something like that. And he was going up the stairs, as he was singing, like strumming his guitar, and like this bell, I think I fell on him and like collapsed on him, and it guess what killed him, So once Miguel is transported to the land of the dead, he's actually trying to pursue his great-grandfather Ernesto. He's trying to find out what happened to him, Plus he also needs supposedly like his blessing, to be transported back to the land of the living. And while Miguel himself was in the land of the dead, you could tell that he is starting like to deteriorate, like his skin is turning into like skeleton bones and stuff. Now, another thing I thought was kind of cool about it too is they actually touch on like the idea of like being dead, I guess, which I was kind of against to a certain extent, but I think it's still kind of an interesting subject, you know, like the idea that once you're dead, you're not really dead, you can still be around, to a certain extent, like in spirit form, I guess you could say, because supposedly in this film, like if a character is like dead, and they said they have family members or friends or even fans, if the fan interest goes down or like the friend interest go down or like their family members interest go down and like this person that is now dead, that person actually would just like fade away. It's like a spirit, but they don't know where the spirit actually goes because Hector himself, he was actually touching on it, they don't really know where the spirit itself really goes, but apparently like if there's like no remembrance of this person that had died, they would actually like die in the land of the dead. Even in the land of the dead, they would like die again and turn to like a spirit and just like disappear. So I thought that was kind of interesting and cool too. But overall, I thought this film was like entertaining, the concept of like death and, like the afterlife and so on. I thought was kind of cool and interesting. Like maybe this could be really happening. Plus, like I said, the animation of the film was just like superb. Like Miguel himself, I thought he looked like awesome. Like the animation of him, the way he looks and moves and stuff. I thought it was like cool. Kind of similar to how like Mona was too. Like the animation for that film. And like I say, it had like a lots of humor and it was like funny, And I feel like it was real long too. I felt like it didn't really need to be this long, but it was like long though, And I was okay with, And I also thought like the name of the film, it didn't really fit what the film itself was about. Coco, that was actually Miguel's great grandmother name, Coco. So I kind of felt that it didn't really fit the name of the film. It seemed like it should have been like Miguel or something like that, because it really is about him, So I thought the title of the film was kind of off, But overall, I thought this film Coco, I thought it was entertaining. I'm giving this a B, and I recommend it for like fans of like these Pixar animated films, or just fans of these kind of like superb animation type films anyway. Because I know not all films look this good, so I recommend it for that crowd, So in the end, I'm giving Coco a B. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.